and it's January 19th. My grandson just had his 13th birthday, so he is now a teenager. My name is Leela and I live in Northwest Florida, and although it didn't snow at my house, I did get some exciting news from my daughter, my youngest daughter, and my mother, and it snowed for them. Not so much for my mom, but hey mama, but it did for my daughter. So, and this is a beautiful cup. I got black coffee in it. I'm trying to stay away from creamers. Anyways, so I've got a busy week coming up. So my aunt and my granddaughter, youngest granddaughter, now I do have a daughter that is pregnant, and it could be a girl, we don't know yet. But anyway, in the meantime, I have two granddaughters, and my youngest granddaughter wanted to learn how to do junk journaling. She doesn't live here, so I try to do it here, but I don't know. They turn out to be very long videos. But anyways, today I want to show you this little angel. I've not got a name for her yet, or a story. That's an old button off of a jacket that I used to wear. I hit my mother's vintage buttons, which is some of the things that we wore. But this is the book, and I just wanted to record it. It's very simple, but I like to take it to a point, and then at that point I like plenty of space for whoever this is going to become, their friend and their journey and their story to carry out the rest of the way. But anyways, I'm going to just flip the camera so you can see her. So I kept this simple, although I do have some beadwork that I like to do. I had gone to this place called the Jetties, and I had gotten some fishing line that people had left behind. We get a lot of tourists here, and they go fishing at the jetties, and then they get hung up. And anyways, I pulled some of their wire and got some of the hooks and stuff out of there, and I cleaned it up and recycled it and just did this beadwork, a lot of it, till I could figure out what to do. But I'd like to add it to this somehow, but I haven't done it. I've got a whole jar over here that I made, and this is from paper from magazines, but I'll twirl a few, and I make bracelets out of them too, but I like to put them, I started doing them for the tassels, that's the purpose. But here we go. So I just put 3 strings together and some jute. And this is an Amazon box. I cut down to size. And then I cut these out and punched the little holes out of here. It takes some time, and I put it in my spell binder and I crank it up. And then I put some ephemera in. And then, I don't know, I just got a lot of crosses. I thought I'd add that in there. I've been watching a lot of things and reading a lot of things about Mary Magdalene and who she was in history, and why they didn't include her in today's Bible. Very interesting. And the Gospel of Thomas. It's interesting to me too. So I decoupage one of these cards. I had to trim it down, but you get them. it's watercolor paper, and then I put a napkin, decoupage that on there, and just slip it all back in here. So anyone could do whatever they want with this. But my aunt, hi Aunt Joanne, has become a fan of these junk journals, and she wanted to learn how. I've invited her to our book arts club that I've joined. They're doing lino cuts right now, so I'm not doing that so much now. There's second Friday of each month at the museum that I volunteer at. But we go in for book arts, and they're doing lino cuts right now, but I've already had a lino cut class, I guess you would say, by an artist, and that's a lot of fun. You sketch out and then print. But here's, I just stamped some of these things that my little sister used to, hi Tina, she was into card making, so, and I guess this coincided with my card making, so I bought a lot of her stamps. I guess it's called Stamping Up, and there were some other things in there too. But now I make my own stamps with the lino cut. It's a lot of fun. I don't have any included in this, but maybe in the future I will. I like to make things like sea turtles and seahorses and anything like that. So when I do this, my hope is that somebody would get those little photo corners and put on here, or they can just do double back tape and tape photos on here, whatever, writing space, whatever they want. They could add pockets to some of these. This is some of the paper that is at the museum. The children go in and they stamp and this museum is about our area. It's a publishing company that used to print 3 types of books, or not books, newspapers. I said books because I'm showing you books. This came out of one of the stamps when I went to visit my daughter and grandchildren and my son-in-law. I went with my cousin Donnie to a botanical garden, and then the books, I bought a stamp book. Now you can buy them in all the bookstores. I order them online, but that's where she come from. And if coffee died, something needs to be added here, but I'll let the owner of this book do it. You can add pockets on here. But I did what is called a coptic stitching on this, and I thought I'd try it out. This is something that I had learned and I've been trying to practice, and you can make your own art journals. I told somebody at the market, I go to the market and I haven't been as lately. I don't really have much to sell, plus I've been so sick. I was sick for 2 months and I still don't feel like I'm quite there yet. The cough is going away, thank goodness for that, but I have some aches and pains that I can't understand what's going on. I'm trying to get a balance. My diet and supplements. Butterfly, but I kept it really simple, and I used a stitching that I had to break out my it's an angel candle. For some reason I've been fascinated with angels lately. but my cousin, they moved towards the country, and they had a shed outside when they first was looking at their property in their house, and found a beehive, and they ended up buying the place, and so they ended up moving the bees out of the wall that was inside their workspace. That came out of that little stamp book. I actually glued it on. I like to use Mod Podge, and I make it I add water to it, warm water, and I mix it in, and I like it to drip, be real watery, and make it flow easy. So I put it on the back of this, and I use it on everything on the book to make the cover and stuff. But yeah, I put this on the back of the stamps. That's another one. This one came out of one when I went back to Arizona to visit my family. My grandson, who's an adult now, these grandkids are grown, and he took his sister and I and a friend to go get something to eat, and we went to this really awesome, he took me to this awesome place, and we ate, and then we went to a bookstore, and I bought a sticker book, and he and my granddaughter bought these novels. I'm so proud of them. Pick this up. Another blank space. I know a lot of you. I tried to put a feather here, a pressed feather, but it wasn't working, and I probably should go back and try that. But I wanted my books. See how it lays flat? With the Coptic stitching, I was able to make it to where it could lay flat. I was using the cereal box. That's a paper doily. I bought all these doilies with the idea of making them into junk journals, but then I buy these old children books, and I end up reading them on another channel for my grandchildren, because I don't want to tear them apart and make books out of them like everybody else does, and I can't get over it. Oh, there's my stomach is growling. I have not had breakfast yet, just coffee. I try to get these done while my husband is still asleep. He's not a fan of mornings. There's another one from that little sticker book and the stamps. It's a very, very simple book. I think this one has 112 pages. That's counting these and the doilies. But you can write your hopes, your dreams, aspirations, written down for you to revisit. Poems, songs, Bible studies. What inspires you? And then another little pocket tuck space. I kind of folded it in an interesting way. My daughter, the finder of things, had found some old stationery, and this stationery actually looks like some stationery that I used as a young person back in the 70s, 80s, early 80s. And then this card, I don't know, Tina, did you give me this card, or is this something I bought? It says, greetings and best wishes. It's a postcard, and it was stamped in 1909, and there was a message on the back. Dear Aunt Martha, will you please meet us at the morning train at Shop Creek a Sunday morning. We will be down there if nothing happens. We are all well, and we hope you all are the same. From Netta. Raw Bandit Family, I can't read that. Montgomery County, Illinois. But yeah, this is an old car, 1909. Can you imagine a train? I rode a train from Florida to, oh my goodness, I rode with my mother and back. No, it's from Alabama. We drove from Florida. They drove from Florida to catch the train to Alabama. And then that's it. The end. When I was little, and I remember parts of it. I remember going through a dark tunnel. Anyway, there's a little angel. So, all right. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. I'm going to take some photos and do some little flips. You have a great day.